Hello, it's Heather Home from Lightworkers Psychic Readings and Energy Healing out of Peterborough, Ontario. And I thought I'd just do another little video today about Mercury retrograde. I know a lot of people feel a lot of doom and gloom around Mercury retrograde, but it comes around so frequently. Mercury is the closest one to the sun, and so it circles around more quickly and it comes around more often than anything else. And I like to work in positivity, so I thought I'd share a little bit about how I approach Mercury retrograde through my work and even just through my personal life. I use these tips as well. So first of all, I know for a lot of people, when they talk about Mercury retrograde, they think, oh my gosh, all of the technology is going to go haywire and don't start anything new and barricade yourself inside the house. You can do that if you choose, but I'm not much into the fear-mongering myself. I figure nature balances everything out, and we have lots of options to work with. So the way that I look at Mercury retrograde is as spiral energy. So Mercury retrograde, Mercury, each time it comes around, and then it's based basically on the positions between the sun and Mercury and Earth. And so to us, it appears as though it is moving backwards, but of course it is not. We just happen to be pulling ahead. The same way that when you're on the highway and a car next to you, they could be going very fast, but if you're going faster or moving into a different position, it can appear as though they are pulling back. So that's what's happening with Mercury retrograde. Mercury is still moving forward, though. It's still equally as powerful. And so if you like to take a positive spin on it, when you think of spiral energy, every time you come back around to the same position, you're not really in the same position. You're a little bit further along. You've gained a little bit more experience. You're continuing to build. You're developing. And so that's how I deal with it. Mercury retrograde, I have always found to be a wonderful time to go back and continue with projects, finish things. Think about all of the tasks that you've had to put down. Either you were interrupted, or the weather wasn't good, or an emergency came up, or you just got tired of it, wasn't your thing anymore, or you were feeling unsure. All kinds of reasons why things are not completed. Now is a good time to go back and do that. Now, I would not recommend starting something brand new, but if it is something new that is a continuation on something that you've already been building, already learned about, already tried before, that's a-okay. You can give it a try anyways. I'm not a big fan of believing that the planets are going to cause your world to blow up. Give things a try. See for yourself. Watch for your own patterns and how you yourself work. If you are a believer in astrology, how the planets play out for you, because they are not the same for everybody. We all have our own natural biorhythms, our own natural thought processes. We've all come from a different place. And so how things affect us and how we affect them differ from person to person. And because I like positivity, that's how I handle it. So hopefully that's helpful to some of you. Excuse me, I got a little frog there. For myself, just to share a little bit about my background, what do I do in my work at Lightworker Psychic Readings and Energy Healing? I actually don't do astrological charts. To do them on your own with the mathematics, it is a lot of work. Nowadays, we have all this wonderful technology. They have these great computer programs. And so basically, if you're paying someone to do your astrological chart, most of the time you are paying them to just simply plug your name, your numbers, your birth date, and so on into a computer program, and it is spitting out a chart for you that is already in the computer. For myself, not to put down anybody who offers that service, that's great. I've used them before for entertainment. But basically it's a horoscope. It's a glorified horoscope. So if you are interested in that, by all means do it. But I would say put your money into the program and then you can just use it year after year for yourself. Rather than paying somebody year after year to do that. So I don't actually do charts. What I offer is something called, I offer three different things. One is intuitive astrology, what comes up most often. So with intuitive astrology, when you are doing another type of reading, So say, for example, I'm doing a life path reading or a chakra reading or something else. And then intuitively it will come up, okay, I'm being shown that something is taking place in one of your solar houses. I'm seeing something is taking place with this particular planet. It's influencing you. Let's take a look. And so I keep next to me my handy dandy list from cafeastrology.com. They are not a sponsor. I just appreciate them. And they have a nice list of where all the planets are. They produce it every year. You can print it off or check it on your technology. And it's handy so that at any time, if I'm with a client, I'm seeing, say, for example, I'm seeing something happening in your second house, or I'm seeing something happening in Jupiter. Well, I can look that up. And then 9 times out of 10, it's exactly what I was just saying in the reading, but it helps put things into perspective. And sometimes it gives the client something to walk away with. If they want to do a little bit more research on their own to follow up, and particularly because once a client leaves you, they don't have you as a resource. They're on their own then again, unless they want to make another appointment. So they may want something to walk away with, and to have something about the planet Jupiter, something about their second house, or whatever the case may be. Then they can follow up and do a little bit of research, watch for that. And the following days, weeks, months, and so on. So that can be really helpful for them. I also do astro-numero certificates, which basically is your astrology and your numerology in a little certificate form. It's just a nice little nicety, a little treat for yourself, or a nice gift for somebody, especially if a baby's being born. I kind of like that for babies, as a nice little gift for the parents. You plug in their name and their birth date, and then do their numerology and their astrology, and just come up with a nice little thing about their some of their aptitudes that are likely to come along, their gifts, their natural abilities, and so on. It's just kind of a nice little thing. And then also I do something called astrological tarot. So I actually do psychic readings. A lot of people don't understand how tarot works. And that's going to be a whole other video some other day. Tarot is not actually a type of reading. Tarot cards are just a tool. And they can be used in a wide variety of types of readings. So when I'm doing an astrological tarot reading, I'm using the tarot cards, but I'm laying them out in an astrological spread, and I'm going through your houses, checking your planets, seeing what's going on and how it affects you specifically. This differs, of course, from a horoscope that you might read in a newspaper, keeping in mind that those, well, they're entertainment, basically. They're lovely. Quite often they'll have some kind of insight for the day, but each of those houses or each of those sun signs that are being represented in the newspaper, that represents an entire, approximately a 1/12 of the population of the planet. So they're very, very much geared to a wide variety of people, and they are not specific to you. So it's nice when something comes up that you think, oh, hey, actually that did happen to be today or yesterday. But a horoscope is not really helpful in terms of applying things to your life unless you know what you're doing. Excuse me, to use it, which is similar to, astrology charts. If you know how to use them, then great. But I like to be able to offer to clients something that's more specific to their particular situations, what they're looking for, how do I deal with such and such. And so these types of things can be helpful. So that list, by the way, if you're interested in finding it, cafeastrology.com, and it's helpful regardless of whether you're into astrology or astronomy. I'm into both. And then also, I just wanted to share, this was such a nice gift. Oh my gosh. This was gifted to me by the Peterborough Spiritualist Center, by the president 1 year as a thank you for running the psychic fairs for them. They have fundraisers twice a year. And so she gifted me this very nice book. And I'm actually enjoying it. Astrology for the Soul by Jan Spiller. Again, she's not a sponsor. I just really enjoy this book. And she goes over a lot about the North Nodes and how that affects us. And she has always found, excuse me, she states that actually has a lot more helpful information to us than even our sun signs do. So this is a really good book, and I recommend it for anybody who's getting into astrology or wanting to expand. I love recommending my reading material and sharing, what I use. So that's a good one. So hopefully, anyways, I hope that you have found this helpful. We are currently in a Mercury retrograde. We'll be for a little while. They don't last very long, but it's nice to have a positive viewpoint on it. So I wish you all well. Enjoy this happy Mercury retrograde. Go and get that stuff completed that you have been putting off, and enjoy, feel successful and accomplished. Have a nice day. Take care.